All right, everybody, what's going on? Uh, Thought I'd give you guys an update on the garden today. Uh, I tried to do this video maybe a month or so ago, and it didn't come out too good. I was out here fighting with the dog, uh, but I put the dog up just so I can do this video. So let me show you what we got. I don't know if I told everybody, but this is a few raised beds. Last year, I'm gonna start you out with box number 1, box number 2, and then we'll end on box number 3, and we'll go from there. Last year when I did this, last year, I only had 2 boxes. I put in a 3rd box this year, so hang on. Okay, so the box you see right here in front of you with the sweet corn, it's got sweet corn, and the sweet corn variety is G90, and then we got Blue Lake bush beans in there. And get you up close. We got a little bit more time before the ears are done. I thought they would be a little bit bigger ears, but nonetheless, there they are. The beans, you see the beans down there, and there's actually some of the beans there. We've already picked a bunch of the beans off of here. And of course, they're beans, so once they're done, they're done. So I guess once I pick the last of the beans, that'll be all of the beans. But this is box number 1. 3 years ago, I put this box in, and I did cucumbers, tomatoes, squash, and 1 watermelon. The watermelon didn't turn out too good in that one. But the cucumbers, the squash, and the tomatoes did pretty good. Last year, I only did cucumbers and tomatoes and a couple of peppers in there, and they did really good in that one. So that box does really good. Last year, what you're looking at is the new box, or last year was the new box, and what you see there is a jungle of watermelons and cantaloupes. Now I put this box in last year and it did okay. I was satisfied with what I got out of it last year, but this year it's doing really good. It's actually ahead of schedule. I got most of those plants put in sometime in late March. I did get some cold in April and it kind of hurt them, but once we got over April, they jumped up. And if we look here, you'll see we got cantaloupes coming on. There's some more cantaloupes. Some of the bigger ones that's starting to get ripe, like that one. And then there's a bunch more. I mean, you can't see them, man, because they just hiding behind all those leaves, and you gotta work hard to even find them in there. But they doing pretty good. See what I mean? You gotta go behind the leaves. There should be another. Yeah, there's one right there. He's actually closer to getting ripe. But they're doing pretty good. Those are Hale's best cantaloupes. Now, this is what I really wanted y'all to see. We come down here. That's Charleston Grey watermelons. And that's the biggest one that's on right now. That's actually a Jubilee. We got some, what else we got in here? Oh, Black Diamond. Black Diamond watermelons. That's one of the Black Diamonds over in there. And we also have Crimson Sweets. Although they're not doing as well, they seem to be growing really slow this year. I've only got like 2 or 3 on, and that's one of the new ones that is coming on. It's starting to put on a little size, but compared to the way they grew last year, the Crimson Sweets are not growing as big or as fast, I should say. There's a couple of more Jubilees and then a couple more Charleston Greys that they doing pretty good in there. But yeah, that was box number 2. That was the second box I put in. I put it in last year, and I put this box in this year. This is box number 3, and it is not doing well. There's 3 tomato plants there, and 2 cucumbers. I have gotten a few of the cucumbers off of there, but it's not doing well. I filled the box in, so my mother had a tree in her front yard that she cut down, and I took the stump. She got a guy to grind the stump down, and when he grinded down the stump, I took all those wood chips and filled that box about halfway, and then I filled it the rest of the way with some garden soil from Huddle's Lawn and Garden. I'm here in Mississippi, and Huddle's Lawn and Garden, they got a garden mix. It is great. It is actually the garden mix that I used to fill that box there. That bed there is like 12 by 12. So they brought me, I think it was 4 yards when I filled that box last year. And so I topped off that box there with that Huddles, but the bottom part of the box is wood chips. And talking with a friend of mine, I was over in Jonestown yesterday, which is near Clarksdale, Mississippi, and talking with a friend of mine, we are convinced that the wood chips are tying up the nitrogen as they are going through the decaying process. You leave them there long enough and they break down and kind of compost. That process gives off a lot of heat, so I think that's part of the problem. But the main problem is those wood chips are tying up all the nutrients, particularly the nitrogen. At least that's what I think. If you guys think otherwise, let me know. But they're tying up all the nutrients, so I'm gonna have to pull those plants out. I'll leave them there. I'm gonna leave them there for a little bit just to see if they do any better. But if they don't, you can see it's got some green tomatoes on it now. But you know, this time last year I was giving away cucumbers and tomatoes by the bag load, and now I'm struggling to make a crop on these. So I'll pull those out and see what we can do about helping that bed to grow a little bit better. But that bed is doing pretty good. And also, again, the jungle, you see it. See, there's another Charleston Grey coming on. Now I noticed one thing. It's got a little something on the end there. I don't know. He's been about that size now for about 2 weeks. I don't think he's gonna make well. And I've got to see what's going on. The plants are good and healthy, but I think they are missing something. I'm not sure, because at this point they should be growing, in my mind, a lot faster. You can see the plants, some of the leaves, the cantaloupes in particular, got a little mildew on them, powder mildew. That's okay. It's just a few of them. For the most part, those plants are extremely healthy. The bed is fertilized with triple 13, so they got all the nutrients as far as nitrogen that they need. But I'm wondering if they are missing anything, or maybe it's just my inconsistency with the watering. Hopefully that doesn't become a problem. But you can take a look and see. If you look down through there, you see those ends. Those vines are standing up good and tall. A bunch of blooms. They got blooms everywhere. One thing I noticed, particularly this spring, moving into the summer, the bees haven't showed up in large numbers like I need them to. So maybe that's part of the problem I'm having with my lack of watermelons or cantaloupes. But anyhow, that's what we got. Corn is probably, I'm thinking, by the end of this week, we'll pull some of these ears. Some of the tassels still got a little bit of green in them, like that right there. Still got a little green in it. But we'll pull them and see. I'll let you guys know and we'll keep you updated. Until then, have a good one.